live from the Elite Ringside Network. This is SmackTalk with Max Beattie and Spencer Hart.
Give me the green light, cause I'm ready to go. Give me the green light.
I got the green light, mommy, and you know what that means. That we can do anything that you dream. I wanna make you ooh, till you scream. And I practice what I preach, if you know what I mean.
Give me what I asked for, I got a passport. Mr. International, I hit the airport. If you knew the kind of work that I transport, that Rihanna do me dirt to the crash course.
Red light, green light.
What you waiting for?
12 days from WrestleMania. Welcome to Smack Talk on the Elite Ringside Network on Spreaker.com, iTunes Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, iTunes Player.fm. I'm repeating myself already. It was a wild episode of SmackDown, and I'm just losing my shit all over the place. It ended strong. Hi, Max.
Honestly, it really... It ended on an extremely high note. I mean, we can get to it obviously later in the show, but one thing I personally really liked about this episode, not just the closing, but the episode in general, is it kind of made things feel solidified for Mania.
For SmackDown, anyway.
You know what I mean?
For SmackDown.
Yeah, for SmackDown. I mean, we do want to specify, people, regardless of how good any of the matches from the Raw brand might look, and okay, admittedly, we got KO and and Jericho. That's fucking amazing. It's fucking gonna be great. But everything over there's just such a disorganized, chaotic mess. Even the stuff that I'm not looking forward to from SmackDown has fucking direction.
Yeah. So we're gonna recap another episode of SmackDown Live. I want to get through the shit first. How much did you want to kill yourself during the Ms. Maurice parody of Total Divas? Alright, sorry, Total Bellas.
I know what death feels like because I got fucking close. I had a gun. It was in my mouth. I was just like, no, not over this. Not over this.
Yeah.
I really hated it. I really fucking hated it.
The fact that there were two of them...
Joe, people?
The fact that there were two of them was just...
Why?
WrestleMania.
Okay, and the legit question. I'm trying to suss out the logic, and I'm asking you here, like, what your thoughts are. Why were there two?
Because God hates us, and He wants us to suffer, and He wants to completely obliterate everything the Miz has done over the last year or so with the Intercontinental Belt, and just completely shit on the Miz's career, and just make him go away. He's gonna go away, and he's just gonna explode into, like, spontaneous combustion. And he's just gonna go away.
Because, I mean, the only legitimate reason I can think of is to fucking fill time. And it's just, you have 2 hours. You have arguably one of the most talented rosters that you've ever had that is on the planet, and you felt the need to fill time with 2 of these?
Yeah.
Then again, SmackDown, generally speaking, is good enough that this is the kind of thing I bitch about. And if I gotta complain, I'd rather be bitching about something like this than what I usually do for 2.5 out of the 3 hours every Monday.
Yeah, that's fair. Considering Raw was hot garbage this week.
And there were parts I genuinely, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, there were parts of Raw that I fucking loved. Absolutely no qualifiers. It was just anything at all with fucking Stephanie. And just as a counterpoint, SmackDown has got it. They've got the right idea. They have it set up so that if the people running the show turned bad guys, there could be comeuppance. You could fight back. With Stephanie, the women can't fight her because she's not a wrestler. And with the men, they can't fight her because, well, this isn't Lucha Underground. So what's the point of her being a villain? Just she's great on the fucking mic. Just let it be fucking face. She acts like she's the Jesus of the women's division anyway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got Shane McMahon up here dying on the cage for our sins.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know where they're going with Stephanie. I really don't, because there's really no comeuppance, like you said. So, I want to move on. Speaking of women, I want to move on to the women's title picture. So, early thoughts. What kind of match is this going to be? I know we kind of briefly touched on it last week. What do you think this is going to be? In my opinion, I think it's going to be... I had a wild thought today. What if they turn this into a wild, no-holds-barred ladder match?
You know what? That would be awesome. That'd be pretty great. Just out of nowhere, a ladder match. That'd be pretty slick, especially for a women's title at WrestleMania. But to be honest, one thing I was actually thinking of that they could do with this match, and it came about mostly because on What Culture, on their YouTube channel, they've been doing, their 10 interesting facts about each WrestleMania, counting down to the day of this year's WrestleMania. And they, over the course of these, we talk about a hardcore match where the belt just changes with every single pinfall and submission. Why not do that? Just take out the hardcore props. Just have it be, person gets pinned. They're eliminated, and the person who pinned them is now the champion. They get blasted from behind, locked into a submission hold. They tap out. They're eliminated. That person's the champion. That kind of thing. They don't even need to be eliminated. Just whoever can take the beating. Have it be a time limit thing. Essentially, it's an endurance match.
I like that. I really do, actually. I really like that idea.
Which means that it's something they haven't done in a while. I mean, let's be real here. They're probably just going to do a battle royal because there's not another battle royal at WrestleMania. Oh wait, there fucking is. But it's probably just going to be that, or I guess maybe a gauntlet match of some sort. I don't know.
I guess.
Though your ladder match, cool. The ladder match, I'd be down for. That's something we've seen plenty of times, and Money in the Bank's coming up this year. But when's the last time we saw the women get?
There's usually some form of ladder match at WrestleMania. We don't have one yet, and this is really the only multi-man contest that's more than like 4 people. So I'd say, what the hell? Just make it a ladder match.
Right, might as fucking well at this point.
Yeah. So I want to move into the rivalry between Bray and Randy as well. Randy Orton went up against Baron Corbin today. And it was actually a really good match. It went through a commercial. I think it went through 2 actually, so it was a pretty long match. The way it ended was fantastic.
Kind of ended perfectly.
Dean Ambrose comes out with a forklift, kind of just says, "Hey Corbin, you busy?" And then Randy hits him with the RKO and kind of like salutes Dean Ambrose and then pins him. Oh my god, it was great.
It was fucking hilarious. And I swear to God, normally I'd be all snarky about it, like, well, it was genuinely funny. That probably means it was unintentional. Lol, WWE creative. Honestly, this felt planned, but not in the bad way. Like, when someone says that, that spot felt way too pre-set up and pre-planned, or when there's a set piece in a movie and it's just so obvious that this was set up before. This felt like there was practice, like this being funny was the intent, and it worked. WWE was successful at comedy.
Somebody call the press, because we're all scared.
Seriously, alert the fucking media. They haven't been funny legitimately in, like, I can't even think how long.
So after the match, we had this backstage segment with Randy and a bunch of his sheep mask wearing followers performing some cult ritual on Randy, and Bray came in, and I don't know what to make of this.
I'm just gonna say it right now. The nerd in me forced my hand, and I was making Conan the Barbarian jokes throughout the whole thing. About like snake cults, and you're like 2 snakes facing each other as one, kind of like that the whole fucking time, just because it was there. They have started to wander really close to like fucking Undertaker ministry levels of what? With the rituals and the fire and the dudes and the masks, and it's really cool, but I got no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens next week as a result of that. I don't know. I wish they would do more with Bray as champion. Don't get me wrong, I love Bray as champion, but it doesn't seem like they're utilizing him as a champion, more as a cult leader? I guess that makes sense.
Which, kind of, and that's definitely a new turn for Randy Orton.
Oh, no, I was talking Bray Wyatt.
I meant what? Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, got my wires crossed there. I mean, I kind of get people have been saying for years that, they're going to try to turn Bray Wyatt into another Undertaker. And there's always been a back and forth discussion about whether or not that could be a good thing. Do you think this might be that? Like, that might be what they're doing? Because Taker started out as a heel. People tend to forget that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the next Undertaker in terms of, like, the level that the Undertaker's had. I'm talking the next, creepy, horror, mystical, or just pseudo-mystical kind of character. Your Kanes, your Undertaker, shit like that.
Yeah, because it's very clear that both of them are pretty well out after WrestleMania. Well, maybe not Kane. We haven't seen him in months. But I would argue that, yeah, they're trying to not bring in him Wyatt as the next Undertaker, but like you said, the next Dark, the next I don't want to say bad guy, but that kind of cult leader, mystical, supernatural kind of character, and I think it could work well for Bray if they do it right. So I hope they do. I hope they do it well.
Yeah, and there's really only one step they need to follow if they want to do it well. Step 1, don't do the ministry. I'm going to repeat that because I know a lot of people liked the ministry, and I know this might be painful to hear because, oh God, other opinions, but don't. I want you to focus on that first word for a little bit. Don't do the ministry. Okay, just follow that rule.
You got
and
that?
It probably won't suck that much.
You got that? Everybody got that?
Yeah, sure.
Can we go to break? Everybody got that down? You got that?
Everyone gone potty.
Billy, you got that? Sally? Frank?
We know Frank thinks of that fucking asshole.
God, what
is really? Oh God, I hope there's no one named Frank listening to this.
So we're gonna take
sorry,
Frank. Sorry, Frank. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and Max is gonna compose himself and write a love letter to Frank. We're gonna take a quick break, come back, and then we are going to discuss the evolving storyline of AJ and Shane. Plus, we've got new champions. That's next here on the Squared Circle.
What is going on, guys? This is the Loose Cannon, Nate the Effing Great, here to tell you about a great company known as AJsBelts.com. Why are they so great, you ask? Well, let me tell you, they have every single championship belt that you can imagine, from classic